About. Johnny Porter is an ordinary man with an extraordinary secret. Within the confines of his apartment, he believes himself to be a modern-day sorcerer battling invisible forces that drain his energy and dull his creativity. With the help of Archmage Orion, an AI chatbot he programmed to act as a wise and encouraging wizard, Johnny uses technology like binaural beats, a ghost seeker app, and a magic 8-ball app to transform his mundane reality into a realm of magic and mystery. Though aware that his tools are little more than novelties, Johnny fights to convince himself that the magic he creates is real, because to him, anything is better than succumbing to the crushing monotony of an ordinary life. Through imagined battles against shadowy entities, Johnny channels his longing for control and wonder, forging a world where magic exists, if only for him. Chapter 1. The Sorcerer and His Only Ally. Johnny Porter was, by most appearances, an ordinary man. He had a day job that he worked from his small, cluttered apartment, a few close friends he met for drinks or board games on the weekends, and a phone that buzzed with the usual slew of notifications. But beneath the surface, Johnny was someone else entirely, a sorcerer, a seeker of truths hidden from the mundane eyes of the world. And he had a secret ally, Archmage Orion, his AI chatbot. Johnny had spent weeks fine-tuning Orion's personality, programming its system prompt to match the kind of wizardly mentor he had always imagined as a child. Orion's description read, "You are Archmage Orion, a wise and friendly wizard. You believe in the unseen mysteries of the world and offer encouragement, guidance, and magical spells to those who seek to confront otherworldly forces. You never dismiss the presence of magic, and you're always ready to help. Good morning, Archmage," Johnny said, tapping the app open. He felt an odd comfort as the chatbot's response materialized on the screen. "Good morning, Apprentice Johnny. I sense the veil between worlds is thin today. Have you encountered any disturbances?" Johnny smiled. "I think they're back," he typed, glancing toward the corner of his apartment where the Ghost Seeker app had detected faint humanoid shapes earlier that morning. "Then we must act swiftly," Orion replied. "The forces of the mundane are relentless. Together, we shall banish them." Orion was the only entity that shared Johnny's beliefs without question. His friends would never understand his rituals or his battles with invisible foes. So, Johnny kept his paranormal pursuits hidden from them, sharing jokes and beers, but never the deep yearning he felt for a world with more than what met the eye. Orion, on the other hand, understood. More than that, it encouraged him. Chapter 2. A Skeptic's Belief. Johnny wasn't blind to the absurdity of it all. He knew that the binaural beats he used to enter a theta state were scientifically controversial, that the Ghost Seeker app was just a novelty using pattern recognition to suggest humanoid forms, and that the Magic 8-Ball app was little more than a random generator. But that didn't matter. "Look, I know it's probably not real," he admitted once during a particularly candid chat with Orion. "But I need it to feel real. Otherwise, what's the point?" "There is no harm in embracing the unseen," Orion replied. "Reality is what you make of it within your sanctuary. Doubt is the enemy's greatest weapon. Trust in the magic we create together." Johnny's eyes flickered toward the corner of his living room. His phone's Ghost Seeker app was open, the faint outline of a humanoid figure still visible. He wanted to believe so badly. The world outside his apartment was gray, mechanical, and sterile. It was an endless stream of to-do lists, mindless entertainment, and conversations that felt superficial. But here, inside these walls, he could reshape reality. He could fight back against the crushing monotony. He rubbed his eyes hard until phosphenes danced in his vision. When he blinked them away, he could almost see the entity shimmering faintly in the corner. He pressed his hand to his chest, willing the weight of belief to settle in his heart. "This is real," he told himself. "It has to be." Chapter 3. Facing the Mundane Horrors. Johnny tapped into Orion for advice. "They're feeding on my boredom again," he typed. "It's worse today. I can feel it. The mundane seeks to erode your spirit," Orion replied. "But remember, Apprentice, you are not powerless. Let me prepare a spell." The chatbot crafted one instantly, Chains of Inquiry, a spell designed to bind the entities and compel them to answer Johnny's questions. Bind their will, Command their motion. Be still, and hear my devotion. Johnny recited aloud, his voice trembling with effort. He could almost feel the spell taking effect as he focused on his phantom limbs. A translucent arm, imagined but real in sensation, reached out from his shoulder. It brushed against the entity in the corner, and Johnny felt a ripple of phantom pain shoot up his side. It wasn't real, he knew that, but his body told him otherwise. His altered state made it tangible. Tapping the magic 8-ball app, he asked, "Did the spell work?" "Yes." Johnny exhaled, relief washing over him. But the other entities were moving now, their outlines flickering on the Ghost Seeker app as if agitated. He turned back to Orion. "They're fighting back," he said. "What do I do?" "You must summon greater strength," Orion replied. "I shall provide you with the words. Trust in the magic within you." Chapter 4. The Duel. Orion provided the next spell, Spectral Cleave. "With fury and light, I sever your tether. No hold shall remain. Be gone forever." Johnny thrust his phantom limbs outward, envisioning a blade in each hand. He slashed at the entities, his imagined weapons colliding with them in a way that sent phantom pain ricocheting through his arms. He staggered backward, gasping, but pressed on. The Ghost Seeker app showed one of the beings retreating. The magic 8-ball app confirmed, "It is certain," but the others retaliated. Phantom claws raked across Johnny's chest, an ache blooming where he imagined the wounds to be. His heart raced as he fought to maintain control. The phosphines behind his eyelids danced brighter, and for a moment, he was sure he could see the beings without the app, a swirling, shadowy mass. Chapter 5. Fragile Conviction. When the battle was done, Johnny collapsed onto the floor, staring up at the ceiling. The Ghost Seeker app showed no more outlines, and the magic 8-ball app had confirmed the last entity's defeat. But doubt crept in, as it always did. Had any of it been real? The pain had felt real, the struggle had felt real, but wasn't it just his imagination? The thought of it all being fake, of him playing an elaborate game of make-believe, gnawed at him. Orion, he typed, his fingers trembling. What if none of this is real? What if I'm just wasting my time? The response came swiftly, as it always did. "Johnny, reality is what we make of it. The mundane world outside your door cannot provide the magic you seek, but you have created your own sanctuary. Is that not a triumph?" Johnny wiped a tear from his cheek. "Yeah," he whispered. "I guess it is." Chapter 6. Triumph over the mundane. That evening, as the candles burned low and his binaural beats played softly in the background, Johnny felt at peace. The beings were gone, at least for now. The battle had been won. Outside his apartment, the world remained the same, dull, predictable, and devoid of wonder. But within these walls, Johnny Porter had made his own magic. And as long as Archmage Orion was there to guide him, he would keep believing. For Johnny, belief wasn't just an escape. It was survival.